In today's video, we are in the endgame now, so let's talk about the PvP meta and where the game is headed. Woo! It's so great to see you guys. Once again, my name is Zeals. For all you new folks out there, welcome to the channel. Today, we are going to not only build a third E5 Amun-Ra, but we are going to have a tour around this Megalodon's account. Also, we will do some PvP fights and talk about the endgame meta. For anybody new to mobile gaming, a Meg is a term I started using that is now pretty mainstream for someone who has a lot of money to spend on their hobbies online. So like these 4,000 heroic summon scrolls, oh my god, that is a lot, holy moly. You're going to see some crazy things here today. So ladies and gents, that's going to be your last warning to grab your snacks because this gonna be good. Now, if you guys are new to my channel, I love out of this world things. I mean, who doesn't? I love huge crits and seeing a lot of numbers on my screen. I also love seeing some really wacky lineups like 4 E5 Oberons or 4 E5 Scaries in PvE. The list goes on and on in this channel. However, today I want to tell you guys something. Real talk time, boys. Listen up. We are going to take a tour around this account, but don't let anything here upset you or discourage you from enjoying idle heroes. Being 100% honest with you guys, just being 100%. Having played at both extremes of mega endgame and at the early game on my 2 alt accounts, I prefer my baby junior alt account the most. I don't actively PvP on it, and I just try to up my PvE game, and seeing progress there makes me happier, which I think really translates and shows in my baby junior account video series. If you guys haven't checked that out, make sure you do so. I'll link it in the corner right now and at the end of the video as well. Also, don't let the shiny light and dark heroes fool you whatsoever. I will show you what I mean as we go along, but just because you stack Adas and Amun-Ra's doesn't mean you've got the best lineup in the world. Far from it. You have to know the meta, not just build OP heroes that some Bob or Joe told you about on Twitter. The heroes you are seeing now, they are a facade. Trust me, I know. I've spent hours on this account, days, on different accounts as well, on this server, multiple servers. It's an impressive account, don't get me wrong. I'm not downgrading that whatsoever, but looks can be deceiving. What I mean by that is that this account can and will lose to multiple different lineups that cost way less to build. Now, the reason I'm making this video is to ease you into my already finished endgame PvP tier list launching later this week. Now, what about the new folks out there or those that are in the early game? I have a list for you as well that is complete. Maybe you are a free-to-play player. Maybe you want to support this game with a monthly card. You don't have hundreds or thousands of dollars to spend into this game. That is fine. But knowing a hero that works well in all aspects of the game will really help your progress along the way. Now, for the beginners and the early game players out there that are not planning to spend a lot into this game or just not planning to spend at all, then you should put PvP as your last priority. You should put all your love and time and resources into one hero that is going to perform well in multiple aspects of PvE that increases your resource generation. But it's also nice knowing which heroes that you're working on right now is performing well in PvP as well. Also, I want to cleanse you guys of any words on the street over at Facebook or Reddit that have no validation, aka just bro science. The current endgame is what I like to call the passive skills meta, with every endgame PvPers having access to Amun-Ra or multiple Amun-Ras. The Amun-Ra gate is here to stay until at the earliest Christmas, when a new light hero will rebalance things. We don't know if it's 100% going to be a light hero at Christmas, and we don't know 100% if that will phase Amun-Ra out as well. The more Amun-Ras you face in your opponent's team, the less effective your active skills become, well, other than of course helping your opponents heal back up, which is something you don't want to do. So by having 1 or 2 or even triple Amun-Ra like you'll see today, active attacks just become less and less effective. So heroes like Dark Arthindel, Asmodel, Aspen, Faithblade, Omnivore, Penny, Cthulhu, Scary, Jara, and the list goes on and on. Yeah, it sucks that one hero can change the meta like that, but that's what Amun-Ra Gate is all about, and you have to work around it. And that right now, ladies and gents, is the passive skill meta. So once again, the more Amun-Ras your opponents have, the less effective heroes like Penny or Asmodel will be, because you just cannot go through the Guardian Shadow layers that Amun-Ra puts up. The more Amun-Ras they have, the more layers you have to go through, and by the time you get through it, they just put up a new one anyways and the fight is over. The only way to really counter that or go through those Guardian Shadows is bring passive skills or damage over time. So endgame players that have the resources to transition out of Dark Arthindels or Aspens or Asmodels, they are stacking other heroes like Obrons, Horuses, Gustins, and of course Adas as well. Why bring those heroes, you ask? Because these heroes that I just mentioned are able to bypass the Guardian Shadow with their passive skills. And not only that, they are consistent, meaning that they have some kind of damage reduce or CC immunity, or they can break CCs, or they can heal up. So that is why you're seeing heroes being stacked, however hard it may be to get those copies. So that is why most endgame players are being passive themselves and sitting the meta out, or the endgame meta out, by holding onto their scrolls, you know, just begging and hoping that the light hero will be their savior. So right now, ladies and gents, 3 lights, 3 darks, good versus evil aura. It is not the king of the jungle. Multi-Obrons, Horuses, Adas, and other heroes like Nakia, Mim, Gustin, Amun-Ra's passive damage too will do well. Gustin especially because he can neutralize not only Ada or Adas, Amun-Ra's, and CCs as well. More the merrier.
Just like a spark that's breaking out, can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we're gonna light it up tonight. We're gonna light it up, babe. Tonight we're gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We're gonna light it up.
I know, ladies and gents, that was a long explanation. That's why I told you guys to get snacks, and I had to, you know, pretty much edit a lot of it out. But I had to take the time to get it out of my chest, guys, because there were just so many wrong advice online, and I just want you guys to get the best advice here. And yes, I understand it is subjective. My opinion is opinion after all. But I have access to so many accounts, and this is what I do, guys. This is what I do. I want you guys to make the best decision. So build a hero for the right intentions. Build it for owning PvE so that you can increase your resource generation. Like I said, I'm gonna make a video on that for the new players out there. Just hold your horses, it's coming. Right now, what we're gonna do is take this account into action. I've set up everything perfectly. There's the legendary skins. It is just top notch, boys. So we got all the stuff ready. We're gonna take the almond rods. We have three one is E4. We're gonna E5 it together, but we're gonna take it for a spin drive right now, just to test other heroes, the passive damage heroes that I mentioned. Let's see what the meta truly is. I mean, I'll showcase more of this. I have so many accounts that want to be featured. The Gustons ready, the Horuses ready, and of course the Oberon armies to be featured again as well. But let's go right into it, baby. Now, wow, Jason won. And why am I cheering? I lost. Well, first of all, I have access to both their accounts. And as I said earlier, I told you that these almond rods, just because you bring OP heroes, doesn't mean you just automatically win. Look at where the damage is coming from the right side, which is Jason's account. He has the double Horus, one at E4 with a non-optimal stone. It is a celestial 5-star. It is not a maxed out stone. It is like a crit stone. So it's pretty much, yeah, it's just there for the camera, okay? It's just there for the show. And the passive damage that is coming from the Horuses as well as Adas are just pretty much carrying the team. If I slot in an Asmodel as well as Aspen, as you saw earlier, boys, it's just not going to have the same effect. It's not even worth bringing them. So you need heroes to have passive damage, reliable, consistent passive damage like this Horus. And this Horus, let me tell you something, I'm not trying to be biased, but this Horus did not even perform that well. I see Horuses doing like 50 to even 60 million damage. Alright, so Jason took home another win. Wow! Woo! What did I tell you guys about the Horus consistency? He has a CC break. His last passive, the counter attack, is so reliable. It heals Horus back up. Of course, the triple Adas don't help with the healing reduction. And that is why having a Guston in Jason, the right hand side, it would help so much to remove those healing reduced effects. Purify does a great job, but having Guston would just make it even more powerful and more consistent for these Horuses to be alive. And wow, it's just every time I do this, every time I've skipped hundreds of fights, I see Horus in slot 1 always doing 20, 30, 40 to even, I saw one where it was like 100 million damage. It's insane. It is so consistent. And let me ask you guys a real honest question. Is it easier to build a Horus to E5 or an Ada? I mean, you guys know the answer. Of course, Horus doesn't bring the debuffs like Ada does, but we're talking night and day difference in terms of accessibility, right? And Horus not only does well in PvE, but does well in PvP. Like I told you guys, for the early game folks, this is the hero to bank on. And yes, one day Horus will fall out of the meta and it will just lose the flavor of the month status. But it's okay because he still will do well in PvE. So if you see Horus high up on a tier list, don't be surprised, please. He is so consistent, not just in this count or in this scenario. I've done it in like 12 accounts in 2 days. With Gustin, without Gustin, double Horus, with solo Horus, rainbow, not rainbow. Whew, you get my point. Let's check out another fight. You know what, this time, let's check out some heat. Belrain. And I could bring Asmodel like early on. You saw the Asmodel and it just doesn't perform because of the triple Almond Ross. And I wanted to bring triple Almond Ross to give you a clear example that passive damage is king. Okay? And let's do another fight, this time with Deer. And after that, we're gonna E5 the third Almond Ross, see if there's a difference. And I'm not saying that this team that you're seeing right now loses all the time. No, it's still a great comp. But Jason's comp isn't complete as well. Here we go.
Nothing to say, and I'd get lost in the nothingness inside of me. And I let it all out to find that I'm not the only person with these things in mind. But all the vacancy, the words revealed, is the only real thing that I've got left to feel. Just stuck, hollow and alone, and the fault is my own, and the fault is my own.
Horus doesn't care about CCs. Horus doesn't care about speed. He'll plow through. The longer the fight lasts, the stronger he becomes. And that is why if you bring a Gustin along, don't underestimate Gustin in PvE and PvP, folks. We'll talk more about Gustin. And look at that, guys. Woo! 48 million Anos, 47.9, sure. And Ada, 47, even with balanced mark, right? Horus just, oh man, it's on roids. And slot 2 Horus, yeah, 14, I'll take 14. And the second Ada here without the balance mark, this Ada is the slow Ada. It doesn't have the energy artifact, so it's not going to get the balance mark off first. Doing 20 mil. Now maybe you guys understand why I talk about Horus so much and why I get so excited. Because we had this hero that was already pretty decent. And now, I don't know what DH... I don't think they intended to do this. But not only Horus, but with Gustin the pair. Oh, of course, bring an Ada and an Amon-Ra as well, because that's how Endgame works. You know, bring the god tier heroes, at least one of them, and you're gonna see some crazy success. And Amon-Ra doing 13 million is nothing to laugh at. I've seen Amon-Ra's doing like 20, 24 mils in different accounts with Gustin, because her damage also comes from her passive as well. When your allies do their active attacks, Amon-Ra will taser them pretty much. And let's check out the heals. Whew. Yeah, 40. Let's round it up. I'll take the 47 mil heals, then an Asmodel doing nothing, pretty much, or an Aspen. So don't be too sad about Asmodel or Aspen. I'm not downgrading them. That's just how the game is. Just love them for who they are in PvE. If they do well in PvP, that's good too. But right now in PvP, it's just the way it is. So once again, because Asmodel and Aspen just cannot pierce through those 6 layers of Guardian Shadow every 2 rounds, I brought a Belrain. Or I could bring a Mim. If Jason had a Gustin, I'll bring Gustin. Problem solved. Okay, you know what time it is now. It's time to E5 that Amon-Ra. And we're going to do it in a fashion that endgame players do it. You know? I'm going to put Valkyrie. And I know, I can hear you guys already in the comment section. You keyboard warriors. What are you doing? It's a freaking Valkyrie. Yeah, I know. But this guy, all he does is build light and dark heroes. That's his thing. That's his thing. It's not my thing. That's just his thing. And this is what he wants. So here we go without further ado. 3, 2, 1. Bam! E5. Triple Amon-Ra. Let's see if it does change things around with the Unbending Will. Now, speaking of Unbending Will, with the Unbending Will change, passive damage over time, dots, they are just kicking butt. It's not going to protect your hero for an entire round after it procs. It's going to get removed after 4 damage ticks. Now, this may be a little confusing. So 4 basic or active attacks, or 4 stacks of dots. So for example, when you see multiple Oberons with their poison dot stacks, you see like 20 or 12, or yeah, I guess that was kind of random. You're going from 20 to 12. But when you see those stacks, each stack will count as 1 damage. And that is why you see these dot heroes just poof, kill heroes right through the unbending will. And that's why, ladies and gents, we're in the passive skill meta. Woo, I almost forgot. After you make an E5 hero, you gotta max it out, of course. Okay, everything is, yeah, okay, so we can't run the split on this one. The other two, whoa, I don't even know what, okay, so the previous one, they got the splits going. Enable skills look the same. It's fully optimized, don't worry. I'm not trying to cheese. I'm not trying to like strip their gear just to make a point here. All right, let's go. Ooh, it's so close, but that early Belray death, man, her heal, wow. 5 rounds, all you need, the 5 rounds it's good enough because the game ended at round 7, right? So it was long enough. And once again, Horus 35 mil. I'm not even surprised at this point. I'm not even surprised. If I am, I'm just acting it out or something. Belray did 0 damage, I don't care. What about the heals? Okay. Alright folks, if you want to stick around because I'm going to be fighting against other folks on the server. You know, of course, I got to drive my Bentley around the corner as well, right? But that's going to be it for me today, guys, in terms of commentating. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and found the video educational and fun at the same time. If you did, make sure you smash that like. And if you're new, consider subscribing as well. We do a lot of giveaways. We cover everything, early game, mid game, end game, all of that stuff here in this channel. So make sure you consider subscribing as well to your boy. And I'm out for now. Peace. Oh, almost forgot. If you made it till the end, make sure you comment down below.